Hi ho and welcome to One Man's Dream. I'm James and this is Curtain Call, where we talk about all things theatre. And today is my review of Wicked at the Apollo Victoria Theatre. I've never seen Wicked before, which is bizarre. I like it. It's one of the shows that everyone talks about. Over lockdown, I did listen to the album in full for the first time. If not, I forgot it. I forgot about it. And I love the album. I don't think there's one terrible song. I think all of them are either good or better. I don't think any are average. So I'm really looking forward to it from a music point of view. I'm really intrigued to see how it's is done from a production point of view. I've seen clips here and there. I've been trying to avoid it, but you know, social media and TV and everything like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see it. Hopefully, I'll be able to do an interval review because yeah, I just can't wait for it. I think it's going to be brilliant. A couple of my friends are obsessed with this show and they keep on talking about it. So I'm really excited to see if I enjoy it as much as they do. I cannot see myself not liking the show because from the album perspective, it reminds me of a typical Rodgers and Hammerstein score, which I love, but it's modernised. So we'll see. I don't know what the cast is like tonight. I'll get a programme as always. So yeah, hopefully you'll see me at the theatre for my interval review. Hey up, I'm back from theatre. Now, I completely forgot to do an interval review. I don't know what I was thinking, because I was just sat there just looking around the theatre. And yeah, I didn't realise until sitting down, I'm like, oh, I never did one. So yeah, what I probably would have said is that Defying Gravity was absolutely incredible and I was loving the show. I thought it was really good. Now, I want to start off with the theatre itself because it's really strange. I've never been in a theatre like it because there's no royal boxes, where there's people on the side in those special seats. I don't know how you would describe the theatre, but it was very unique. It was one of those where, do I like it or do I hate it? It's not your traditional theatre. Also, I was in the front section of the dress circle and you are really far back. I can't imagine what the people at the very top were like because they must have needed binoculars. Onto the production side, I don't get the dragon. Where's that come from? It's a great effect. And when it first moved about in the very first scene, I'm like, oh, that's a cool effect. And obviously I saw it before the show. It's there right in front of your face. But what's that got to do with Wizard of Oz and the Wicked? It's a bit strange. Unless I missed something in the show. It's a cool effect, but I wonder why it's there. The costumes were just standard. I feel like the highlight of the show with costumes was One Short Day when they went to the Emerald City with the green outfits. I thought that was so cool. This links with the production side as well. The balance in the microphones and the sound were not great, especially when the chorus was involved. For example, What Is This Feeling? Of course, we've got Glinda and Elphaba singing their parts, and then you've got the chorus. Now, since I've listened to that song many times on the album, I know what the chorus is singing, but you could not hear them. I could not pick out what they were saying. If I had never listened to the album, I would be like, oh, what are they saying? Well, I can hear them, but what are they saying? When you can hear something but you can't understand what they're saying? That also happened with March of the Witch Hunters. Chorus members or whoever were singing, but you couldn't hear them. Something that did annoy me as well. With the lighting, it was good, but it was very basic. And with the spotlights and the floodlights, they were in the wrong position, or they were on when they shouldn't have been and off when they should have been. I don't know if there was something wrong with the tech desk or the communication or people in the wrong places. There was a time where Glinda had a solo at the front. All the back was lit up. We should be focused on Glinda here, and some of that didn't make sense to me personally, and it was a bit distracting. Now onto the performers. Now Laura Pick, who played Elphaba, and Sophie Evans played Glinda, were absolutely incredible. Wizard and I, that was just amazing. Defying Gravity, oh my word, I was gobsmacked. Sophie Evans has a few like opera kind of songs when she's really got to use her soprano voice, and wow, her voice is stunning. Fiero Alistair Brammer, when he had to sing As Long As You're Mine, his voice was great. Andy Hockley, the wonderful Wizard of Oz, I thought he was brilliant. I love that character, like when listening on the album, like wonderful. I think it's a great number. Also, Karina Gillespie, Nessa Rose, she had a lovely voice when she had to sing, and Nicholas McLean, Bok, I enjoyed his performance. I just think the character's a bit of a dick. I don't know if I was misunderstanding it or not, but when he got turned into the Tin Man, I was like, oh yeah, you deserve that because you messed around Nessa Rose. But I don't know if I misunderstood the storyline or anything like that. So because I've only seen it the once, so I'd need to watch it again to understand it more if I have got it wrong. Right, let's go on to the star performer. It's got to be Laura Pick for Alphabet. I think her voice is absolutely stunning. I don't think I've ever heard someone's voice as natural like that in live theatre before. I feel it was such a great experience to see her on stage. I do think Sophie Evans as Glinda was as good, but for me, with the numbers that Elfie has, it's got to be Laura Pitt. I thought she was outstanding. And with that, my scene of the show was Wizard and I. I know it's just her on stage. I was just like, oh wow, what a voice. I loved Defying Gravity, don't get me wrong, it was absolutely great. I loved One Short Day, where they go to the Emerald City, but I think me just sitting there and enjoying her performance was just amazing. Now onto the star rating. As I've touched on the production side, I cannot give it 5 stars, and it kills me to say that. So I am going to give it 4.5 stars. I'd recommend it 100%. I think on another night it'd be definitely a 5, but I can only judge on what I saw on the night. I think what it needs as well is maybe a bit of a script change, because there were a lot of empty seats when I was there, and maybe it's been on the West End a little bit too long than what it should be. So I feel like maybe another song to be in the show, or like maybe a bit of a change in the script, maybe just to make it a bit more like to appeal a new audience, to get those bums on seats basically. So that's it. That's my review of Wicked at the Apollo Victoria Theatre. If you're seeing it or have seen it, give me a message on Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, I'm James, and that's your curtain call.